There we go. So yes, if you've got your cushion, just have it handy. We shall use that today. So find your comfortable sit. Welcome, welcome. Close your eyes. And have a good old squirm around, move about, find where you need to make your little minute adjustments to find your sit bones, their most comfortable, relaxed, easy position on your mat. And from there, we'll think about the pelvis, nice and relaxed and open, at ease. Try to ease out any tension in your legs if you've got any going on there, any extra. And then let's move up the spine. So let's use the spine as our guide. And as we move up the spine, think about the whole section of the body around that little bit of the spine. So our lower spine there, lumbar spine. Think about the sides of your body. So you're coming around to the hips, round to the front of the body, to your navel, and we're lengthening and we're lifting. So we're trying to make a little more space, and then coming a little further up into the mid back, into your thoracic spine, around the ribs. Again, lifting and making space. And in the front of the body as well. Give yourself lots of room. Sometimes when we lift in the back, we compromise in the front. So you want to go straight up. Think about the crown of your head lifting up towards the sky. And coming up around the shoulders, into the upper back. And then into the neck as well. So make sure that your chest has a little lift. And relax your shoulders. Think about your shoulder blades being soft and ease. Relax your hands. Maybe they're in your lap. Maybe they are on your knees. Wherever you've got your hands, just make sure that your hands are relaxed, arms are relaxed. You got this beautiful mixture of being tall, being lifted, using your muscles to give yourself that length and height, and at the same time paying attention to all the muscles that are not needing to hold on tight, but are, and allowing them to let go and release. And just welcoming yourself to your mat. See if there's anything that comes to mind for a sankalpa or for an intention for your practice for today. What do you need more of in your life? So many different things come to mind. Usually there'll be one that feels just right, and you can always change it through your practice. For me today, mine is a little calm. I need a little more calm in my life. So just by bringing that into my practice, and as I move through, focusing on the breath, my mind starts to wander, I just bring myself back just to that word, calm. Nothing around it, just calm. Setting that intention that that's what I'm going to attract more of, that's what I'm going to create more of, that's what I'm going to consciously work towards having more of later in my day. At the moment, it's just a word. We're starting to focus on the breath. Let's breathe in through the nostrils throughout our practice today. Every breath in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. In through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Keep that steady, even breath going. In and out, slowly and deeply. Giving yourself extra time on your exhale. So really slowing the exhale down. And as you take your next inhale, see if you can fill up a little deeper. See if you can notice taking the ribs out to the side, making a little more space in the front of the body. Flaring your rib cage as you breathe in and really fill up as much as possible. And as you breathe out, taking the time to get every single last bit of breath out. So it might look like taking a long, deep, slow breath in, a little pause, and then a long, slow, slow, slow exhale. And when you get to what feels like empty, then almost squeezing into the stomach muscles to try and breathe out just a tiny bit more. Think of getting rid of all of that night air, the stale air, and making space, making lots of lovely space in the body for new, fresh breath and energy and light and warmth to assist you in your practice today. One more round breath. How's your crown doing? Is it still lifting up towards the sky? How are your hips and thighs doing? Are you able to keep them relaxed? And then gently taking your chin to your chest. Let's just warm the neck up here as we're sitting together. Chin to chest. Now you can make that as deep and as strong as you wish. You might want to just let the weight of your head take that stretch down your back. Or you might want to really tuck the chin in tightly. And notice how that feels different if you're just using the weight of your head or whether you're using the muscles to stretch a little further. And then we're going to rise. So lead with your chin as if you're drawing a line with your chin. All the way up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Arcing all the way up, taking your chin up towards the ceiling. So if the sun was shining directly above you, it would be on your face, the back of your head, on the top of your back. Back lovely and straight still, or as straight as your spine is supposed to be, which is actually not straight at all. But anyway, you know what I mean. Tall, let's give length, I suppose, rather than straightness. And taking your chin up towards the ceiling. So let's have a gorgeous stretch there right in the front of the throat. Anything you've been struggling to say, articulate, not knowing how to put things, give yourself a good stretch in the throat. Keep your mind clear, or just bring into mind your sankalpa, or focus on your breath. Try not to let your attention wander. Jutting your chin out, relaxing when you need to. One last big push out with the chin. And release, coming back to center. It's amazing how tiring that tiny little movement can be. And then right ear to right shoulder. Let's have that lovely stretch in the left. Ah, that feels so nice. Remembering to keep your sternum lifted, lots of space in the front of the body. last little bit of enjoyment of that stretch, maybe a little wiggle of the shoulder, and then back to center and over to the other side. So ear to shoulder, the other shoulder just relaxes, drops. Don't forget to keep your length in the front of your body here. Oh, well done. I hope that felt gorgeous. All the way back to center. Let's come up to standing. We'll come up nice and slow, sticking your hands to the mat or the floor in front of you. Moving onto your knees, taking your feet out behind you. So we're in a sort of a wide-legged, very compact little tabletop here. Tuck your toes under and then come up, taking your knees off. Heels moving back down towards the ground, and there we are in a little squat here. Very nice. So bring yourself into this squat. Let's have a little bit of a movement here, wiggling from side to side, starting to move into the hips a little. So if you move your left knee forward, take your left heel off, and then do the same on the other side. So coming up onto your toes, taking your knee forward, down towards the ground, twisting over to the side, and exaggerate that movement as much as you like. Let's go over to the other side again. So we're pushing into the toes, we're stretching out the Achilles, and we're moving gently into the hips here. A little bit of a warm up, and keep moving from side to side, keep that dynamic. Maybe you want to swoop your knee out to the side as you move around. Bring that knee right over as you bring it down to the ground. So nice. Moving around, having a little play. So let's take the right knee out to the side, pushing with your hand, opening up into the right side, and then coming over to the left. Same thing here, pushing that left knee away, straightening the left arm. So we're in a wide leg squat and we're just pushing it a little bit. There we go. Last one, over to the right. So right hand, pushing away the right knee. Hopefully feeling that lovely stretch right down on the inside edge of your thigh, and then over once more into the left. So we're leaning right, pushing away left. And are you remembering to breathe? I think I was holding my breath just then. Taking your hands to the floor. We're going to come up into a very easy forward bend. So don't worry about straightening your legs. You just want to lift your bum up, and let your legs and knees be where they need to be. You might actually have your knees in your armpits here. Maybe that nice feeling of having the backs of your arms pressed up against your shins. As if you were going to be coming up into Kakasana or Bakasana, a little crow. We're not going to do that. But just pushing into the backs of your arms, nice and strong into your hands. And then releasing. Straightening the legs, allowing your head and neck to hang. Just noticing how that feels. How does it feel in your ribs, in your lower back? Can you get a little bit of a bend in your knees? Just a fraction of a bend. And then we're going to uncurl. So remember, head and neck come out last. Nice slow uncurl. Use the strength of your thighs, your glutes, your core to gently uncurl and come all the way up to standing. Well done. So we are going to wake up the body a little. We're going to start as you come up all the way to standing. We're going to start moving up the left hand. So we're going to use the right hand to tap all the way up. So keep those taps quite close together, keep them quite firm. I've just cupped my hand a little, so it's just a nice gentle cupping motion all the way up, across the shoulder, across the chest, and then back. Turn your hand so your palm is facing upwards, and as we go down, we're on the inside edge. As we come up, we're on the outside. Flip your arm over, all the way around. One more time, down, quite firm, be quite energetic here, and then all the way up again, little cupping, tapping, all the way into the back of the neck, and over around front, and let's swap to the left hand. Now, down the inside edge of your arm, and up the back. Go quite fast, into the shoulder, and arm again, all the way back up, across the shoulder again, one more time, down the arm, all the way up. My arm's getting tired, I don't know about you, and then into the chest. So both hands into the side of the neck, into your back, take it down through your belly, and then we're going to go down the fronts of both legs at the same time. So make lots of noise if you feel like it. Down to your feet. Hat, and then up the outside edge of your leg. Front again. Up the outside edge. Last one, all the way down. Speed up a little bit faster here. Bit more energy there. Right into the bum. Wake it up. Around to the front, to the pelvis. Hello belly. Up to the chest again. And start to slow down. Breathe. Okay, so left hand on your heart center. Right hand on top. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Well done. One more. And exhale. So we're going to come now into our warrior. So take your feet wide. Let's have right foot forward. So that'll be right foot pointing towards the narrow end of your mat. Hips coming round as well. Make sure your hips are lovely and square with the front edge of your mat. And let's take the arm up. Sink that left knee back down, straight legged towards the ground, bending into the right leg. Ease in your shoulders, nice and relaxed. A little bit of length in the front of the body. Lift your chin. Hopefully, having that lovely little energetic wake up has warmed you up and woken up all of you, if you weren't already awake. Breathing deeply in through your nostrils, out through your mouth. Lifting your heart center, squeezing into that left glute even. And then let's swoop to come up all the way around and then sinking down on the other side. Always take time to find the space that works for you. Adjust your legs if you need to. Lift your sternum, lift your chin. Arms are parallel and strong. Lots of energy, sending energy out through the fingertips. Arms engaged, shoulders relaxed. And breathe. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way up, hands to hips. Prasarita Padottasana, make your neck long, stretch your head forward, tilting forward, sending your hips back. Gentle bend in the knee. Breathing in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. And then allowing yourself to come forward fully. Drop your head. Bring your hands to rest on your lower back. Just one palm sitting on top of the other. A gentle inversion. Nice wide-legged inversion. So send your sit bones up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the backs of your legs, stretching along the inner thigh. And we're going to use legs here. Nice, powerful legs. Grounding your feet into the mat. Keeping your knees bent. Keeping your back straight. Start to lift the back of your head up. Keeping your back, neck, and head in line. Lots of strength required here. Nice strong leg rise all the way up. Well done. Release your hands. We're going to come into warrior two. So right foot again towards the narrow side of the mat. This time hips are in line with the long side. So they pretty much stay as if you were in Prasarita Padottasana. It's just the foot that's changed. And then looking over your right shoulder. So chin to shoulder. And then we're taking the arms wide. Stretch your fingertips away from you and bend. Bend the right knee. Nice length through that left leg. Adjust your foot as you need. And breathe. And this again is Virabhadrasana 2, a warrior 2. So think of being a warrior. Strong, brave, adventurous. Well done. Very nice. Let's take that back arm, left arm down to the back leg, the left leg, right arm comes up, pointing up towards the sky, squeezing into the left side of your body. Really compress there. Squeeze all those muscles. And then we're going to come back to level first. And then right elbow to right knee. Taking that left arm up and over. So we've got a lovely long stretch all the way from your ankle to your fingertips on the left side. And we're still having a nice stretch on the right, working that right leg. And then we're coming up, all the way up, arms back. Straighten out that leg, bring your toes to face forward. And then keeping your arms wide, we're going to tilt at the hips again. So send your hips out behind you, floating forward, all the way. And then take your hands down. Hopefully your right hand will find your right foot. And your left hand will find your left foot. Hang your head. Head, neck, and face completely at ease. Relax into your shoulders. Gentle lift of the kneecaps up towards the groin. Bend in the knee. Close your eyes here if you want to really focus on the sensations of being in an inversion. And then we're uncurling. Allow your hands to just hang, arms to be heavy. Bring yourself all the way up. And we're going to come over to the other side. So send your left toes out now to the narrow end of your mat. Watch out for those hips. So use your hands on your hips to make sure that they're in line. Shoulders wide, chin lifted, arms out. Taking your chin over to your left shoulder now. Nice strong turn of the head. And bending that left knee. Again, always make adjustments when you need them. Whether you feel that you're not quite in the right position, whether you feel any discomfort and you need to allow for that, or whether you need to modify or whether you want to modify. It's your practice. Use your guide and then make it suit you. Breathe. Strong arms, send those fingertips away from you. And then we're bringing that right hand down to the right thigh, left arm up to the sky. Sink a little lower if you want, if you can. And then lifting left arm over onto the left knee, which probably feels quite nice to do right now. And that right arm lifting up and over. If you can get a nice long straight line from your fingertips to the outer edge of your right foot. And then let's come out, so lifting up, coming all the way out, straight legs. Change the angle of your feet, so both sets of toes pointing forwards, hands to hips. And last time, Prasarita Padadasana again. This time all the way just into an easy forward bend. Taking your hands to the mat and taking your right hand over to the left foot. Left hand comes up. And here we have a little bit of a twist. So think about opening up that left shoulder. Think about using your right hand to draw yourself round a little. And all the while, gentle bend in the knees. Not locking out the legs. Looking up to that left hand, if that works for you. Otherwise, just gazing over to your left. And then walking the hands down and round. It's exactly the same on the other side. Left hand, right foot, right arm, up. And breathe. So lots of chest opening here. We're going to be doing a little more in a moment. Got a whole range of animals to work our way through this morning. And then coming back to center. Closing your eyes, supporting your weight with your hands as well as your feet. Just allowing the space for that inversion. Breathing in and out through your nostrils. And uncurling to come all the way up to standing. Let's bring those legs in. They've been stretched out wide for quite some time. So we're going to stand into the left leg. And we're going to come into Garudasana. So we're going to tie ourselves in knots now. From being very wide and open, we're going to come into this lovely tight, squeezed in posture. So Garudasana, left leg standing, right leg crosses over Bend into your left leg and try and cross and tuck the right toes around the back of your left leg. If you've got something to hold on to, that can also be quite helpful. Try to keep your sternum lifted, your body upright. And then we'll bring in the arms. So lift your arms. Let's bring the right arm under, left arm on top. Twist them around, just the same as you've done with your legs. Clasp your hands together. Feel that gorgeous stretch across the top of your back. And lift your elbows. Don't worry if you come out, to just gently come back in. Sitting down into that standing leg, and then let's uncurl and unwind the legs. So going from that really wide open posture to that very tucked in posture can be very challenging. And of course, it's also our balanced posture for today. So here we go. We're into that right leg standing. Take quite a decent bend in that standing leg, and that allows you to really curl around and find a good little connection there. Chest upright, left arm under, right arm above. Find your fixed point to stare at and lift your elbows. Fingertips moving up towards the ceiling. Very difficult to balance today. On the left side, or am I on the right side? Squeezing your thighs together, squeezing those arms together. Breathe. And let's release. Release the arms, release the legs. Probably want to give yourself a little bit of a shake now. And we're going to slowly take the hands down the legs, all the way to the ground. Give yourself enough space because you are going to come into downward facing dog. Hello, downward facing dog. First one today. So just find your perfect alignment. Remember to push the floor away with your hands. Spreading your fingertips out. Lengthening away from your wrists. Tilting your sit bones up towards the sky. And keeping your shoulders wide. Tucking your belly in towards your spine. And allowing your head and neck to be completely at ease. Try not to collapse in down dog. Try to keep everything dynamic and moving and working. We don't want to have any dips in the spine. And then we're going to bring the knees to the ground, but not on the ground. So up onto toes, bend your legs. Let's hover the knees. Hover, hover. And take your knees down to the mat. Release your feet and let's come into Balasana for a moment. Oh, let's take the benefit from all that lovely opening up and stretching that we've just done. Bring your forehead to rest gently on your mat. Ease off any tension in your neck and shoulders. Breathe. Bring to mind your Sankalpa. Does it still feel like the right one? Take your focus to your breath. Try not to let this position of being quite compressed in the chest stop you from taking slow, deep, steady breaths. And we're going to open up the chest. We'll continue to move into stretching the chest so that we can come into Ustrasana towards the end of our practice today. So look forward to your hands and slide your arms away. Try and keep your forearms on the mat. So elbows stay on the mat. Keep your torso and your thighs welded together. So bottom up, sliding your arms forward, bringing your chest to the mat and your chin to the mat. So we're in puppy dog here. Lovely, opening up under the arms, big old stretch there. Might feel quite tight across the tops of your shoulders. Pressing the arms down into the mat. And then you can continue to slide forward, keeping as much of your chest on the mat as possible. Maybe allowing your thighs and your torso to just move away from each other, still keeping your sit bones up towards the sky and your chest melting into the mat. And then we'll carry on moving forward. So bringing yourself up onto your forearms, tucking your toes under, should be able to bring you into a lovely low plank. So low plank, forearm plank, long straight body, squeezing gently into your glutes, a little external rotation of the thighs, head, neck, back, body in line. Holding that plank. And then coming down to the mat, taking your belly down, keeping your hands and arms where they are. Let's move into Sphinx. So you might want to just lift your elbows off, push your hands down, and come into a baby cobra. Well, actually, it's a jolly big cobra. So big cobra, and then bring your arms back down, tucking your elbows quite close into your body, and then drawing your forearms back on the mat. Open your shoulders, take your shoulder blades down your back, shoulders are wide, arms very dynamic here. So feeling as if you're pulling your elbows back towards your hips, as if you're dragging your body forwards, but really there's very little movement here. Just lots and lots of tension in the muscles. Relax your jaw, let everything else be engaged and busy and pulling, and relax. Ugh, that is the funniest posture because it looks like you're doing absolutely nothing. Come into Makara, stacking one arm on top of the other, and rest your forehead on your forearms. Yes, Sphinx is a very interesting posture. Remember to breathe here. Let's take the opportunity for a nice, deep, slow breath. And then we're going to take the arms out wide. We can do something a little different here. Arms out wide, forehead to the mat. Bring your left hand just by your shoulder, pressing into the floor so your elbow is up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to try and keep the hips fairly still and push into that left hand, opening the body out to the side, but keeping your right shoulder on the mat. So we're just gently stretching the right shoulder by using the ground as a bit of a stopping point, pushing in the left hand, lifting the left side of your body away from the mat. You will get some lift in the left hip. Don't worry, that's fine. And then let's do the same on the other side. This time taking the left arm out, right hand flat to the mat, just by your chest, elbow up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to push into that right hand, rolling there onto the left shoulder now. Just opening up in the left. If you've got shoulder injuries and this starts to feel uncomfortable, then come off and come back into Makara. And then ease. And come back to Makara if you're not there already. Opposite arm on top. If you can remember whichever one it was that was on top last time, I never can. And then we're going to tuck the toes under. Push up with the hands. So hands either side of your chest. Coming into a nice hanging cobra. So pushing away, bringing your body off the mat. We're just resting on tiptoes or the underside of your toes and the hands. Squeeze your glutes. Protect your lower back. Pushing the floor away. Make sure that you are using your fingers as well as your palms. Bring your shoulder blades towards each other. Keep your face just level, not facing down or lifting up. And from here, pushing back, if appropriate, into downward facing dog. So we lift the hips, pivot up. If that doesn't work, coming back down to the ground and then coming into downward facing dog, however works best for you. So downward facing dog, here we are. Remember to push the ground away, giving you that lovely long line from your wrists to your sit bones, and then sit bones tipping up towards the ceiling. Another chest opener here. We're going to lift the left leg, coming into three-legged dog. So just taking that left leg out, lots of weight there into the left hand. And then bend the knee, send your foot up towards the ceiling. And then if it works for you, either stay here or tip the left hip up. Bring your left foot back down to the ground behind you, opening up with that left arm. So wild thing. Little bit of wild thing. First thing in the morning. Lovely opening in the chest. And then coming back round, kicking off that left leg, bringing it back down. Back into your downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. How are you doing? Are you remembering to breathe through your practice? Well done. I'm sure you are. And then let's take the right leg up. So there we go, up and out behind. Hips are level here. And then we take that right foot pointing up towards the ceiling. And then allowing it to come up and around, opening up the hips, bringing yourself off. You land back if you feel comfortable. And then we're opening up the whole of the chest there. Nice big open, lots of strength required from that supporting arm, not so much the supporting leg. And then flipping around and back, bringing that leg back down to the mat. And well done, bring your knees to the mat. Take your feet, big toes together, and either take your knees out wide or stay here and come back into Balasana. So send yourself back into pose of the child. This time, if you feel like it, to rest your shoulders, you might want to take your hands either side of your body. So your hands are just palms upwards, gently on the floor next to your feet. Easy and relaxed. Breathing in through your nostrils, out through your mouth. And now we are really ready for our Ustrasana. So we're coming gently up, uncurl to come up. Keep your chin to your chest, bringing yourself up into our diamond pose. Strong, sitting back on your heels. We had frost this morning and now we've got beautiful sunshine blasting in. Oh, gorgeous. So we're in our hero pose. We're going to come up into Ustrasana. Now we've done a huge amount of work. Everything we've done up until this point has been leading to this particular asana. So it's been a progressive class. We've been opening up the shoulders, opening up the chest, strengthening the arms, making space in the front of the body, warming up the back, especially the lower back, and keeping lots of strength in the legs. So we're ready for our camel. Now camel, you can go both arms if that's easy for you, or you just come over onto one side. We're still just looking for that lovely opening up in the chest. So easing and calming the vagus nerve, helping with our digestion, helping with our calm. Maybe that's why this class has taken, this is what I came up with. So if you have a cushion, and if you need it, you'll be able to just pop it onto the backs of your heels and have a little bit of extra height there. You can also use a yoga block onto the side to find if that works better for you. So tuck your toes under, use your pillow if you need to. We will be using it for our relaxation. So we've got two purposes today. So two ways to come into Ustrasana that we can use today. One is to have your hands into your lower back, fingers facing down, and think about using all that lovely strength in your thighs, in your core. You don't have to do a big bend in the back. You're just using your thighs, and then reach down and hopefully find those heels. And then we move into lifting the sternum and stretching through the front of the body. So that's one way. If that isn't what you like to do, then we can go around, keeping one hand on the belly, opening up to the side, find that heel. Sometimes that can be more comforting because you can look down and see, and then opening up onto the other side and going as far as works for you, or dropping that arm back. And then when you're in Ustrasana, dropping your head back onto the top of your back if you feel comfortable. And remembering to breathe. So you're all warmed up for this. You're ready for this posture. There we go. And ease out when you need to. And you'll counter pose from Ustrasana if it feels like it's a little bit too much. You can always, when you're in Ustrasana, take more weight into the arms and sink the hips back down towards the ground. So you ease away from the lower back. That takes a lot more strength into the arms and just less into the lower back. If you're very bendy in the back, if you don't have any back issues, then you're sending your hips forward. Stretching out into the hips as well as the chest. And then to come out, if you're not already out, taking one hand forward, bringing the other hand forward, straightening out your feet. And we need to counterpose here. So come into Balasana. Nice gentle Balasana, head to the floor, arms either side, or gently behind you. Now we need to stay here for a little while. So make sure that you have some length in the body. If you've got yourself really curled tightly around, maybe push your hands away from you, straighten, and then lay your torso down onto your thighs, little by little. And then make any adjustments that you need so that your hips come down towards your heels. So tiny little curled up asana. Closing your eyes, allowing your neck to ease and relax. And then as we come up, use your hands to push yourself away. Keep your chin to your chest. So come up to sitting with your chin tucked into your chest. Straighten your back. And then gently uncurling to lift and raise your chin. Well done. Let's sweep the legs round so that we come into Paschimottanasana. So a little more work into the lower back, or maybe just easing into the lower back. So as much of the backs of your legs onto the floor as you can. We won't be here very long. We just want to do, so let's do 3 breaths together. So we're going to slide down the legs on an out breath. Let's take a little bit of a drawing away with the in breath. Exhale, make it a really big, slow, long exhale and fold forward. Inhale, drawing away as much as you need. Exhale, deep, slow, strong exhale. Okay, let's do one more. Inhale. Fill up fully and exhale. Easing off. Bringing your cushion now so that you have it handy. Take it behind you, and your cushion needs to just be in that lovely little mid-back area. You know, when we come into camel and we're opening up to the sides, you feel your rib cage stretching and opening and your shoulder blades coming towards each other. Well, place your cushion so that you have that same sensation of being in Ustrasana or being in any posture that opens up the front of your body. Oh, that's way too high. Let's put that down a little bit. There we go. It's almost like your head comes off onto the floor just from a little higher than it would if you were lying without anything there. And we're going to do our little twist here today. So take your knees flat to the floor and gently roll them over to the right side. Keeping your shoulders still. So we're very much working into the lower part of the back here. And then turn your head to let the top of your back, mostly in your neck, join in with this lovely twist. And then head back to center, knees back to center. And then knees over to the other side, head over to the opposite side. Maybe you want to start closing your eyes here. Start to think about relaxing all the different parts of you. Not just in your body, but in your mind, in your spirit, in your emotions. Just letting everything be calm and at ease. And gently bringing your head back to center, bringing your knees back to center. And just bringing your knees in, wrapping your arms around, giving yourself a little hug. Maybe a rock from side to side. It's hard not to be frustrated with ourselves. We spend so much time in negative self-talk. And whenever we do something that's challenging and we don't perhaps meet our own expectations or our past, what feel like achievements, being able to, I don't know, touch your toes or whatever it is, we're very quick to be harsh. But just try to be kind. You wouldn't speak harshly to someone else. You'd encourage them. You'd say wonderful things like, don't worry, you can practice this and it will get much easier. Don't worry, you spend a lot of your time sitting or standing. It's very normal that your muscles will become a little tighter. You can stretch them if you want to. Don't worry. It's normal. We gain other things in our lives and we can't be the same forever. Our bodies must change. Our minds change. We grow, we develop. We have so much more. We're so much richer in our minds, in our spirits, in our experience, in our lives. We cannot expect everything to stay the same. Our body changes and it's a good thing. So easing those legs back down now, bringing yourself into your Shavasana. Now, it may be comfortable for you here, or you may wish to move your cushion or your pillow somewhere else. Just think about trying to open up the chest, regardless whether you're flat to the floor, whether you're using a cushion. Making space in the chest, making length right from the base of your throat to your pelvis, in the sides of your body, in your spine, stretching your arms and legs a little further away from you, giving yourself space. Take up lots of room. Take up room. Breathing in through your nostrils, eyes closed. Breathing out through your mouth. Bring yourself back to your sankalpa, your intention for your practice for today. What is it that you need more of? As you breathe in with every breath, feel that you're drawing that in towards you along with that cool, fresh, or warm, energizing, whatever you want it to be, breath. And as you breathe out, make space, let go. We have moved so much around our bodies right now. We have opened up all the little nooks and crannies. We've stretched like we've gone through the house and opened every cupboard, looked under every piece of furniture, moved things around. And now it's time to settle and air everything out. Let that breath as it comes in and out be that air that takes all of the stale dust away. Allow yourself to put down and release and let go of anything that no longer serves you. Deep breath in, breathing into your back, into the backs of your legs, into the back of your head, as you relax every single part of you, easing into the mat, melting into your mat with every out breath, letting go, feeling that sense of calm and peace and easy relaxation as you rest and allow your body to do its magical stuff, clearing out, letting go, breathing in nice and deep and slow, and when you're ready, breathing out and gently coming to rest on your right side, keeping your eyes closed, keeping that cocoon of peace and calm and serenity that you've created for yourself. Allowing yourself to settle. Feel your breath coming and going, feel your heart beating. And keeping your eyes closed, gently coming up to sitting. Take your chin to your chest. Feel that your head is heavy, peaceful, and strong and capable, and brave and adventurous. And bring your hands to heart center, pressing your right palm into your left. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, gently opening your eyes. As you breathe in, gently lifting your head and coming back to your space, to the room, to yourself, and namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining you together.